Okay, we're downtown San Antonio, walking to the Alamo. Just went over the Riverwalk Bridge. And this is Alamo Day, actually. So we might see some reenactors. The temperature has dropped. It's about 40 degrees. Gentleman told me that's Texas winters. Can be 80 one day, 40 the next.
And how their actions and sacrifices change Texas and Texans and how we think about ourselves forever. We thank you for joining us this morning and remember the Alamo. Now I'd like to invite our curator, Ernesto Rodriguez, up to offer a few remarks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Alamo. As we begin our commemoration, I would like to give you all some context on what's occurring at this moment. March 31st, 1835, the Mexican government passes a decree that is known as the Militia Reduction Act of 1835. It limits the number of men in the militia all over Mexico, and it also calls for the movement of heavy artillery to a centralized location. In Texas, the Alamo is a centralized location. So troops are being sent from San Antonio to different parts of Texas to bring back artillery pieces.
This is the Mexican army coming to lay siege to the Alamo.
Here to mark the anniversary of the arrival of the Mexican Army in Beja 186 years ago. We'd like to thank all the individual living historians and all of the organizations such as the Primer Batallón de Mexico who work to try to faithfully portray the clothing and equipment of early 19th century soldiers.
And gentlemen, my name is Adam Dominguez, and today we are here to commemorate the 186th anniversary of the siege of the Alamo.
The Alamo, where we make such resistance as due our honor and that of the country, until we can get assistance from you, which we expect you will forward immediately. In this extremity, we hope you will send us all the men you can spare promptly. We have 146 men who are determined never to retreat. We have but little provisions, but enough to serve us until you and your men arrive. We deem it unnecessary to repeat to a brave officer who knows his duty that we call on him for assistance. James Bowie, to the commander of the Mexican Army of Texas, Fortress of the Alamo. Because a shot was fired from a cannon of the sport, at the same time a red flag was raised on the Tower of San Fernando, and because a little afterward they told me that a party of your army had sounded a parley, which was not heard before the firing of the shot, I wish, sir, to ascertain if it be true that a parley was called. For which reason I send my second aide, Benito Jameson, under guarantee of a white flag, which I believe will be respected by you and your forces. God in Mexico. God in Texas.
Ordered the reply by word that he did not negotiate with bandits, that they had no means to escape other than to surrender at discretion. As aide-de-camp of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, I reply to you, according to the order of His Excellency, that the Mexican Army cannot come to terms under any conditions with rebellious foreigners, and there is no recourse left, if they wish to save their lives, than to place themselves immediately at the disposal of the supreme government.
We are in the grounds of the Alamo. There's no recording or picture taking allowed in the main church, which is over there. We exited out the right side about right there. And so there's no pictures. If my orientation is correct, I believe this would have been the back side, and there would have been cannons, according to the diorama that's inside, facing out this end, I believe, if I'm facing correctly. I'm not for sure, but I think I'm correct on that. We just came out of there. So, very interesting, very inspiring to hear Travis's letter on the recorded audio tour. Get these things here, and so we're going to keep looking around.
Wait, buddy.
Very well done, very well preserved. There's the rifle owned by Davy Crockett. Sam Houston's sword. This is a 9-pound cannon. There are the names of the defenders of the Alamo. Gonna make a final walkthrough of this displays. Well worth the visit. You can pause it now if you want. Very cool. Just more walking around the grounds. Here is a memorial fountain to Crockett, Bowie, David Crockett, and Bowie. Let's see who's on the other side. Bonham and Travis. It's a very awesome tour. Well worth it. It's more of the garden area. Like I said, the back of the Alamo, where the cannons would have been sticking out the top from the diorama. It didn't have a roof on at the time. Very interesting. I'm gonna go to the gift shop now and catch up with my family. Pictures of the last statues here. William Travis. John John William Smith, El Colorado. And James Bowie with his Bowie knife. Gotta get going. Family's cold. We say goodbye to the Alamo. We're turning the corners here. We're going to go eat at the Saltgrass Steakhouse. Here we are on the Riverwalk. There's a sprinkle. There's some baby ducks in there. Just got done at the steakhouse. It was excellent. Excellent steak, cooked to perfection. Had the ribeye lunch special. It was good. So we're doing the Riverwalk. We're in this museum now with a restaurant. Got all kinds of animals. This is a neat place. Beer bottles. Magnum. He lived from 1980 to 2007. These 2 passenger pigeons on display are believed to be the only pair left on Earth. One time, it took 14 hours for a migratory flock to pass a single point. 1 mile wide, 300 miles long. How's that for a horn? We got giraffes. Water buffalo.
Okay, let's go.
Rhinos. This gentleman would shoot wooden blocks by throwing them in the air. He missed 4 out of the first 50,000. 9 out of the first 72,500 with 1 long run of 14,540 without a miss. The .22 pump rifle. World's greatest marksman. Here is some rattlesnakes. I would not want to meet one of these things. World's collection of horns. Greatest collection of horns in the world, all made out of rattlesnakes. Rattles.
Yeah, see, white-tailed deer, non-typical.
These are rattlesnake rattles. These are all freaks of nature.
Unicorn buck. Don't touch it.
Bucks. Barnacle buck, unicorn buck.
Yeah, barnacle buck. What, buddy?
This huge whitetail fought to the death in 1990. It was found by the late Northwest Canada. There's another buck's antler wrapped in the wire.
Oh, this one is rare because it's a female with antlers. So they very seldom grow here.
They also have a large fish area in here. This is pretty cool. can't possibly get it all taped for you. Sure, I'm getting full on memory. I would hate to meet one of these out in the wild. Two-headed calf. Shrunken heads, actual shrunken heads from Peru. Optical illusions, they have a funny haul. Which way is the window spinning? Well, I think we've walked through the museum. It's very exciting. Come and see it. Downtown San Antonio. Now we're going to enter the Texas Ranger Museum.
Today's modern Rangers. They used to equipment, they used horses, fought on horseback, came together as need and disbanded when they were in Mexican Texas and Spanish Texas before that. There was a long history of just such militia companies. They were both the moneyest one formed for defense.
Handmade Bowie knife.
Who were raiders. Just
Here is an 1866 caliber 44 belonging to Pancho Villa's notorious female colonel, La Concha. They have a booth to each famous man. This was a special rifle built for him. Captain Rogers. Here is Frank Hammer with his Thompson submachine gun. Bonnie and Clyde.
This explains the fact that Tommy's body had more bullet holes than Brian's. Any one of these bullets would have been fatally wrong. But after having killed 14 people,
That was the Buckhorn Saloon and Museum we were just in. Walking back to our car, downtown San Antonio. Here we are down along the Riverwalk. We were on that side earlier. Now we're walking along here. We're back on Crockett Avenue, having just went down there and walked this way. Our car will be right over there. There's the Casino Club building. Great time. Wish we had more time, but we have to keep moving.